And good afternoon, this is KC9VKV. Just a heads up here. You notice the date 1/8/21. Well, in our recording, we had an erroneous date of 1/8/20. Hangover from last year, I guess. We didn't change our board correctly. So this is actually 1/8/21, this recording. Thank you so much, KC9VKV. Clip.
Yeah, Roger. This is Whiskey 4, November, Oscar, Marty in Panama City, Florida.
Roger, Marty in Panama City, Florida. And gosh, Marty, come back with about 10 seconds describing your antenna system.
The antenna is a homemade fan dipole for 20 and 40 meters with an apex at about 34 feet, inverted V.
Roger, Marty. Now, let me just say that your audio is very mid-rangey. It's kind of like a two-way radio kind of sound. What microphone are you using, sir?
The microphone is a D-104 Silver Eagle.
Say no mo, say no mo. I'm assuming that's a powered D-104?
That is a powered D-104, and it's driving a Drake TR4CW with red.
I'm sorry, repeat the last?
Drake TR4CW.
Ah, an oldie but a goodie. I have one of those, I think, myself. TR4C. Nice radio. I haven't run it, unfortunately, in a couple of years, but it was... when I first got into amateur radio, even before I was studying for my test, I was looking around for radio, and I saw on the internet this guy that had a TR4C, and gosh, I just looked at that, and immediately the first time I saw it, I just developed a great love for that radio, and I knew exactly what each one of those knobs did. And I tried to communicate with him several times, and I never got a reply, so I guess he had sold the radio and didn't want to be bothered by any further communications. But so I went to go take my test, took my test, and as I was leaving, I was thinking about, gosh, these guys might know where I could find a good radio. And so I turned at the door and I said, excuse me, but any one of you guys might have an idea where I could get a radio. And this one examiner said, well, I tell you what, I'll make you a deal you can't refuse. I've got one I'll give to you. And it was the Drake, and gosh, he came over to the house for about 3 days running there, and we kind of brought that radio up very slowly. We didn't have a variac to adjust the voltage, but we did have light bulbs, and we put the first day we put a 60-watt light bulb in series with the AC. Second day we paralleled that 60 with another 60. Third day we paralleled till we had three 60-watt lamps in series with the AC, and then after a couple of hours we just went ahead and put the AC to it, and that radio had been in mothballs for about 10 years, Roger.
Roger that. Yeah, this was the Drake TR4CW was my initial novice radio 40 years ago, and I recently came across one in almost excellent shape, and I had to have it. Currently, D-104 I drive it with is the D-104. I have some parts coming for, I have a Shire 444 that I want to try out. But right now this is all I have, and the radio doesn't seem to be working well, but I was just wondering what I could do with what I have currently to maybe make it sound a little better.
Well, gosh, your Drake doesn't have EQ, so you have no onboard EQ to help adjust that really heavy mid-range signal, and that's typical of a D-104. Obviously, though, by you running a powered D-104, it is somewhat mellowed out, but there are some that have tried to run that D-104 without a power amp. And the thing is, the D-104 element is intrinsically a high impedance element, and running it directly into a 600 ohm input makes it really sound like sheet tin. So you are better than some because you do have a powered D-104. The only thing I could suggest is possibly we use or try to use proximity effect in reverse there. Or proximity effect, and that would be that as you move closer to the microphone, you will have a bass buildup, and so that would shift that microphone from a very tinny, mid-rangey sound to a more fuller sound. But at the same time, we put the top end further away from balance because we do have that bass buildup. But just out of curiosity, how far are you working that microphone away at the moment?
That microphone away at the moment? Probably about 4 inches, something like that.
Roger. Try coming about an inch away from that microphone and let me hear you and see where it goes.
Microphone and let me hear you and see where it goes. Okay, now I'm about an inch away from the microphone. Pretty close to it. About an inch away, Roger.
Roger, I wouldn't see much difference here. It's about the same. So I would continue running it the way it is. If obviously, it's probably going to take another microphone, sir, to be able to, to assist that radio. Unfortunately, like I said, that radio doesn't have EQ, so you can't compensate for that D-104 sound, Roger.
That D-104 sound, Roger. Roger, understand. I appreciate that, and at least you are hearing me, so I wonder what kind of a signal report you have on me.
Well, I was running on my local antenna. You were about an 8, and I moved over to Rochester SDR, and you're about a 12 there, Roger. About a 10 to 12 over.
There, Roger. About a 10 to 12 over. Roger. Okay. Well, this whole drink is in excellent. Looks almost brand new. I'm very pleased with my purchase. Hopefully I'll have a lot of fun with it walking down memory lane. Back to you, Jim. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I just moved over to my Georgia SDR, and you're somewhat better there. You might be just a little hot on your mic gain. I was seeing about dB and a half dynamic range, and that's a little too much. So I would say pull your mic gain down just about 10%.
Just about 10%. Would that be the preamp in the mic?
Yeah, you could do that, or you could do it on the radio. Go ahead and where's the mic gain on your mic?
Where's the mic gain on your mic? Somewhere about halfway between off and on.
All right, so pull it. Have you pulled it back yet?
Have you pulled it back yet? I gave it about 10 degrees.
Yes, sir. That's looking better. Your dynamic range now is right at 3 dB, which is where you want it to be. So make a mark on that microphone or mental mark in your brain as to where it is, and that's where you want to be. And at the proximity distance from that mic, you want to run it just like that, Roger.
From that mic, you want to run it just like that, Roger. Roger. I will do that. Thank you again for the help. And 73 is W4NNO.
Roger, Marty. And let's see, you're done in Florida?
You're done in Florida? Yes, sir, on the coast, Panama City, Florida.
Roger. All righty. Sounding good. Or as best you can with that D-104. 73, Marty, and we'll catch you later. Thanks for dropping by. If you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 1/8/20. It'll take you to this recording directly. And that will be in a couple of days. It'll take us to get that uploaded. Roger.
It'll take us to get that uploaded. Roger. Roger. Thanks again, Jim. W4NNO clear.
Roger. All right, 73. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.